Hey guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to Young Titan World. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about one particular movie. And this particular movie is it's pretty much an action movie. It's an action movie. Theft. Imagine how do I put this? Imagine Fast and Furious, but instead of Dominic Toretto, you have Kevin Hart. Instead of Vin Diesel, you have Kevin Hart. And he runs this team of intelligent and beautiful people. I mean, all of them are just like impeccably handsome, stroke, beautiful in every single way. And they're like thieves, but like the thieves that steal shit that can be magnified and reaped for its benefits. I don't know how I'm putting this or whether it makes sense to anyone, but basically they steal art, art. The Van Goghs, the Picassos, the Michelangelos, they go after that shit and they steal it, then they sell it, and they get more money from it, and that's their gig. So, that's the movie that we're going to be talking about. It's Lift. I believe it's under Heartbeat Studios, which is, I'm guessing, under Kevin Hart. So it's like basically his movie. It's his child, it's his brain baby, and it gives you a different light to what Kevin Hart is. Which is funny most of the time. I mean, the dude can make jokes even without making a joke. And he's incredibly funny. He's also incredibly talented. So I'm guessing this was more of his take on how action movies are, or like him putting himself in an action movie and trying to, work his way through it. Although I've not really considered him in that light, if we're talking about blockbuster action and all the fight scenes and the crazy shit that happens in an action movie, you'd never really entitled that to what Kevin Hart usually is. But I believe as the great actor that he is, extending his boundaries is much more than a priority to him, of which I respect. So let's just talk about Lift. Right? So, as I've already stated, there are a bunch of thieves that steal art, and it starts off with us getting to know what they actually are and what they actually do. So, apparently, he has this run-in with an Interpol person that he dated back in Paris within a 5-day period, and they argue throughout the entire movie that it was 5 days, which is business week. That is just like, side note information. But it really gets interesting as we realize that they're going up against the big bad who's trying to manipulate certain stuff to get control in order to destroy cities and utilities by buying stocks and being in control of certain systems in order to destroy the world. I guess that it's a big bad who's got this really big plan that he's trying to destroy the world and all of that, and it's very dire. Saving lives is a really big thing, but I kind of feel as if that concept has always been milked throughout every single action movie. In order to save the world, we must do this. In order to stop the evil from spreading, we must sacrifice our own freedom and happiness for the sake of humanity, when we literally don't even know the people in our neighborhoods. That's what's happening right now. They're minding their own business. They kind of robbed someone who was, I don't know whether the bald look is something that he's going for or is a skin condition. All I know is that he's really comfortable with being bald. It's just crazy. You all know who I'm talking about, right? Tom Holland's friend. I've forgotten his name, but I'm sure his name pops up somewhere in the cast or something. But he was in Spider-Man. He was Spider-Man's best friend. And Ned. Yeah, so Ned looks absolutely bald in this one, which I don't mind. Why is the look so striking to me? Well, maybe because it's so smooth. It's just one of those days you want to touch hair that's smooth like that. But he's the NFT artist, and I don't know whether NFTs are going to be a really big thing or it's going to die down as fast as he came in. But yeah, he's an NFT artist. He comes to like an auction to sell off his art. They kind of kidnap him, but not really. They have a blast in the night, and then they get his art and they sell it after they kidnap him, and the news goes out, and his art increases in value. And it makes you think, wow, a person only needs to do something really crazy, make art, and then instantly everything about it becomes so interesting. Why don't I make an artwork, then get myself killed? But then I come back to life, and then it instantly becomes a banger. That is true. Just, it feels like the news make a person, if you've made a name for yourself and something dramatic happens in your life, people become more interested in you. It's like if there was Kim Kardashian, there was the sex tape, then boom, Fame, Fortune launch, boom, every single person couldn't keep their eyes off them. And now they have a TV show. People can argue the validity of what the Keeping Up the Kardashians brings to society, but at the end of the day, they're the ones making the money. They're the ones who people are mimicking on TikTok. Their attitude itself is something that people find both funny, interesting, and entertaining. And okay, I'm gonna just shift back to Lyft now. So after they've done the kidnapping and they realize that it actually boosts the sales of the art itself, they make much more money than everything. And they make a comment that they've got more money than Van Gogh, which is crazy. So now Interpol ex-girlfriend decides to show up to Kevin Hart's house and try and give him a proposition. To try and save the world, but he doesn't really agree with it, but he's only doing it because he has a fling for the girl. Now everything's going smoothly. They made the plan and everything. Honestly, I guess you could say that the reason why the boss exists is to motivate people and to steer them into the right direction. Throughout the entire scene, we're made to look at Kevin Hart through the eyes of his ex-Interpol girlfriend, and it's supposed to be one of admiration, and it's cool. It's cool until we get to the bottom of it and realize that we make him realize that he also has feelings for her. Honestly, my perspective of everything else was, it's great. It's great to have a team. I can't really put my finger on it, but maybe it felt a little forced. Now, I'm not saying that it was forced. It's like, when you're trying so hard to prove that you're important, you run extra errands, call them up every day. You show up when you don't even need to. You're always the shoulder to cry on because you're trying to prove a point. That is what it seemed like Kevin Hart's character was. But I could be wrong. Every single thing happens for a reason, and I could be wrong about that too. So anyways, we shift from the montage and everything else, and then we get to the actual scene where we get them all on the plane, and we plan everything, even though there's a side plan to the main plan, which is to steal the gold that is offered to the bad guy so that he can pay off the hacker group called Leviathan, which is also very crazy too. I guess you can't really hack gold, can you? But then who the hell are you gonna sell it to though? Like, is it gonna just stack up in your room? Okay, man, I'm gonna buy me some cereal. Okay, that'll be $12. Here's a gold bar. Give me everything in this shop. That's crazy, it's just, okay, it's wild. But anyways, I think I know the reason why I don't make my episodes indoors. Because my mind keeps running everywhere else but the story. It's kind of like the reason why I always like to do this whilst I'm on the road, because we can go hella extensive on this. That's what I'm telling you. But as we're going through the movie, we're realizing the progress of their plan is both accelerating and deteriorating. The boss actually finds out, or the bad guys find out that they're on the board, or they're on the plane, and they're trying to steal their gold. They stop them. They use their plane to get to the bad guys' lair. But then they realize that, it's also a plan too. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Listen, bottom line, Lift is a really great movie. There are not as many fight scenes as you want, but it's still incredible to see Kevin Hart in the action movie. He is, as I've said before, more of a comedic talent. So going into serious is kind of hard for me to absorb. Then again, maybe with time, the action sequence will be something that comes naturally to him. We'll see. The entire movie, its validity, the light comedy, the light action, and the camaraderie of his entire team was and it was all endearing and very nice to watch. It's not a super great movie, but it's definitely one that you would want to try out. I do appreciate the love progression was already something that started off screen rather than them trying to tell the whole story about how they met. I would have loved to see some, like flashbacks into what happened during the 5-week love affair, but I guess that wasn't in the cards. But the whole movie was lovely. Not too much mushy and not too much seriousness too. I really did enjoy the interaction between Kevin Hart and the other guy, Steve. Is it Steve? Yeah, of course, Steve. I don't know whether he's got a multiple personality disorder or something, but the interaction with him was very funny. I don't know whether Kevin came up with that particular joke. The way he makes his face when he looks at her, and that was the most funniest thing in the show or in the movie, and that's no cap. That is no cap. I really do enjoy the different faces I got to see. Most of the time, I always see them in different movies acting out for stuff. I always see them in spy movies. Okay, I always see them in spy movies, sci-fi movies. So seeing them all in this with Kevin Hart is refreshing at the same time. It's like, oh my gosh, I know you from Loki. I know you from Godzilla. I know you from Jurassic Park. I know you from the one where Gal Gadot is a spy too. I've forgotten that one, but it's probably not him. It's just a lookalike though. Or is it that? Either that or he's gone buff. Because I'm definitely sure I know him from somewhere. The rest were all amazing actors. I loved the cast. I loved everyone. It was an amazing movie. And if I could watch it again, I would watch it again. Although I have a one-time movie watch policy, it's only Avengers Age of Ultron that has ever broken that record for me. And when I say that, I just say that because James Spader was an absolute god in that movie. And I would watch it 1,000 times and over if I get to say the entire lines of the entire cast for the entire show, because it was just marvelous. I loved it. Wait. But we're talking about Lift right now. Lift was amazing, okay? It was amazing. If you haven't watched it, stop right now. Go watch it. Go get yourself some Kevin Hart action, all right? Because that shit was fire. The special effects too was also insane. It was so good. I loved that jet. I'm getting that jet. And I'm gonna write oh my gosh, I'm in a plane and it's mine. I'm gonna put that like there with a glass ceiling. Are you kidding me? That was just insanely fire. I hope it wasn't all CGI. I hope there's actually a plane like that you can purchase. Else, I'm gonna have to make it myself. But fine, I'll do it myself. But yeah, Lift was really interesting, and I really did love it. Um, it's just, to be honest, I've felt a lot burnt out. I mean, I've felt a lot out of touch for action movies. Because the thing is, I've watched a lot of criminal, like if you watch Blacklist, you see so many ways that people try to be smart. I've watched all these spy movies that they try and trick you. The reality itself, you can't trust the real thing. I feel as if we've been overexposed to that kind of content so much that even something as incredible as The Lift and all of its machinations still seems subpar. It's just wild to me how we've come so far, because we've watched so many movies. Like, I'm telling you right now, Mission Impossible probably just broke my mind, and it's only just one franchise, not to talk of the other ones that also have their different strengths and different ways to fool reality itself. I mean, Red Book was Red List or something. Red Note, right? Red Note, the one with Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson and Gal Gadot. That that was insane. But I wasn't necessarily blown away, because we've had mind-blowing movies with mind-blowing action with crazy shit that happens in them. So, honestly, if your brain has been all unadulterated by all of those movies, you will enjoy Lift with the appreciation of a little kid getting candy he always wanted. So, yeah, so that's going to be it for me. This was a quite long episode. A lot of silence, not a lot of cars in the background, because I'm lying in my bed right now, thinking about my next move. As you know, I have a YouTube channel. I also have a TikTok channel. I also have a Twitch. And I've been trying to make more content on these platforms in order to do what I love and get better at it and shift my focus to the next level. Because as much as I appreciate academia and how far I've gotten with it, I do know that my priorities and my strengths are insurmountable, and they are extensive. What I'm planning to achieve is not something that I intend to do in a classroom, that's for sure. But yeah, the YouTube channel is Young Titan World. The Twitch channel is Young Titan. It's all the same. Once you search for Young Titan, you will find me. It's YUNGTYTAN. I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone that has been listening to my episodes. You guys have been great. Now, I know there is the subscription, but you guys don't really need to do that, because most of the time, or at least most of my content is in fact free, and it's not like you'd have to subscribe to get any extra stuff. The ones that you have to subscribe for are mainly stuff that's for League of Legends. So if you're not really interested in that kind of stuff, you don't need to do that at all. Mainly, when I started the subscription, my intention was that I was going to use that money to create better content, to actually get a camera so that I can use it to make more episodes that required video, so that I could actually use that to focus on creating more video content. But I do not want to put pressure on anyone for the subscription, because it's mainly something that will help the channel, and it's definitely something that I want us to do. But we can always take baby steps. Plus, I enjoy doing this without the camera. It's like I don't need to look so great. I could be freaking in my birthday suit and I could be making episodes all day long. And it wouldn't matter much. So that's gonna be it for Lift. I'm sorry if I took you down so many sidewalks instead of talking about the actual movie. But it was a really great movie to me, and if you have anything else to say about it, or if you have any disagreements, you can leave them down below in the comments. I would love to read them out. We could also have a timeout of our usual episodes to discuss your comments and to discuss what you guys are also looking forward to on this channel. Most of the time, I do not find myself the type to engage and to stoke up any curiosity or any questions, because honestly I am much more of an introvert than I am an extrovert. So having a podcast is kind of ironic, isn't it? It's like, oh my god, he's talking so much but he's an introvert. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Once again, I'd like to say thank you. I'm not even having internet access right now. I'm making this episode whilst I'm offline, but I'm assuming by the time I log in later today, I will find out that we've reached 50K. At least that is the trajectory that I saw us going. So whether this happens before or after it, I want to say thank you for getting us to 50K. That is 50,000 plays. 50,000 plays. Last year, I barely had 1,000. I barely had 1,000, honestly. I barely had 1,000. So when I got to 1,000, it was like I was flipping. Like I was freaking out, honestly. So I didn't even know how to react. And we're currently at 50,000 plays. That is no small feat. I don't care what anyone says. 50,000 plays is insane, and I couldn't have gotten it without you guys. I always say that I love you guys, and I'm very appreciative for the opportunity that you've given me to be able to entertain you. I know that making entertainment is becoming everyone's deal. Like, everyone who has a camera is doing it. Like, you could see people who are funny, people who are not funny. As long as they have a good camera, they have much more of a confidence scale. And those who have the money to actually boost their views and stuff like that, it's all there. It's a system. It works for them. That's great. But I'm making this content because I love to, and I've always seen so many of these actors, so many of these comedians. Every single one of them, they've brought people joy. Amidst all the crisis that goes on, amidst all the chaos, amidst all the senselessness of war and the fact that people consistently throw their lives away because they wish to protect a piece of land. Anyways, I don't deserve you guys. I was told that I was narcissistic, and if anything, once I get a diagnosis as to whether there's anything wrong with me or not, I'm probably gonna look in the mirror and say, "I told you so," because there's two sides of the coin. Sorry if I'm gonna be rambling about this. Probably should do that in a different episode. But we will talk to each other on another episode. I hope you guys take care and have a fantastic day, because I know I will, because you made that possible. Thank you once again. This is Young Titan, and I hope you guys have a great time. Bye.